6 years, almost 6 years, the internet is where the action is. And the radio and television is ancillary. So there's been an entire flip of focus and attention. So that which is coming onto the internet is considered real, is considered viable, is considered of importance. And people now who have something to provide and to offer no longer have to think that they don't have the credibility or they're marginalized or their work is peripheralized. It's now a center point. And that's a huge distinction in being able to bring contributions and works that have to do with content to the market.
Right. Yeah, I even heard J.J. Abrams, who's like the producer of Lost and, several huge shows and movies and whatnot. I think he did the Star Trek thing this summer. But anyway, he said that, now you can buy a video camera that's about the same quality as the ones that they use, in these $1 million productions. And he said everybody should be out there making movies, It doesn't just have to be, the people that, get the attention of the Hollywood,
absolutely,
bigwigs or whatever, that anybody can do it, and we should be doing it. It's a democracy out there. So anyway,
and I also think creative works will find their level, will seek their level, and particularly if you're passionate about it and excited about it, and you can maintain that passion and excitement, because people start out excited, and then the business of bringing it to market kills their spirit a lot of times, or they get discouraged. So if you can maintain it, it's easier to bring through. Is there anything else you'd like to talk about regarding Jumpstart Your Metabolism, or anything you feel is left unsaid to the public, or any parts of that book that you'd like to say, or anything else related to?
Well, the one thing I always like to say when it comes to anything that's considered self-help, which in a way this is, it's a way of, but that eventually, it's good to know this information about breathing, but I do believe that all of us have within ourselves these amazing answers, and that the breath itself can teach you anything you need to know to lose weight, to do, whatever it is you need to do. So, I certainly encourage people to read the book and to look at it, but I also encourage them to, really seek within to find some of these answers and to trust that it's there. It really is there, if they just believe that and go for it. And belief is really important, having the faith and knowing that, what you believe, what you think is going to happen. That's a really important tool as well.
You talked about practicing 15 minutes of this deep breathing a day. And the fact that if it were trialed for 21 days, that something extraordinary would happen. What made you pick 15 minutes a day and for 21 days?
Well, 15 minutes is pretty easy. I mean, that's not a huge commitment. I think even if you go jog or take up most exercise programs, at least 30 minutes. So it's 15 minutes, so it's doable, it's easy. And 21 days, I've heard, is the time it takes to change a pattern. And again, this is all about changing paradigms, changing patterns. And so I think 21 days, if you can stick with it for 21 days, you can, you'll see amazing results. And at that time, after you've done it for, it's like, wow, your own motivation, your own inertia will keep you going. And I mean inertia in the moving inertia, not the sitting and not doing anything inertia. That then it will take over of its own course. It will begin rolling on its own. So 21 days is just a good thing to get the commitments, solidified in. And 15 minutes, because it's pretty easy, and that's enough time to, you can actually learn quite a bit in 15 minutes.
Is it possible to do it twice a day for 15 minutes?
Oh, yeah. No, I mean, the more you do it, the more, some people like to do it all the time. Again, the ideal is that you'll learn enough about breathing, you'll become much more conscious of every breath. And not so much where you have to sit around and think, oh, how am I breathing at every moment, but you just will notice when you're not breathing as fully and deeply as you want. It'll just become to your awareness, and then you'll quickly correct that if that's what you choose to do. But you'll just be aware of it. You'll just realize, wow, I'm not breathing very fully right now. So, and again, it's a good way to cleanse your body. It's a good way to, in fact, I recommend doing the Baywatch Bikini breath, the 10 breaths. I recommend doing that 3 times a day. And that doesn't take, well, I don't know, it might take 10 minutes depending on, how much, oxygen you can take in. But it's a pretty simple thing. I mean, you can do it while you're driving to work. You can do it while you're sitting in the bathtub. I mean, or while you're watching television. It's so easy. It's so easy. It doesn't cost anything. It's just a revolutionary thing people can do, and here they don't know about it. It's so funny, the things that are the best and the most potent are often the things we don't know about, I guess.
Isn't that amazing? And it's usually something that's within our access.
Mm-hmm. It's right there all the time, like that book, Acre of Diamonds. The guy went out looking for diamonds and, spends all of his money, goes around the world a few times, comes back, and they're in his own backyard. There they are. So I kind of like that story. I think that's true for most of us.
Did he write about it?
Yeah, it was a book famous a long time ago. I think his name was Russell Conway or Conover or something like that. It was called Acres of Diamonds. And I think he's dead now. This is a long time ago, but it was one of those books that, went around back before the internet.
I noticed that you live in, is it Merriam, Kansas?
Well, I actually live in Lawrence, Kansas now, which is the university town where the University of Kansas is. But at the time I wrote the book, I was in Merriam, which is about 30 minutes away.
Have you lived there your whole life?
I was born in Kentucky, and I've lived in all the states that begin with a C. Not because I tried to. It's just I moved to Colorado for the ski season, then I went to California for a while, and then did the breathing training in Connecticut. So it wasn't that I have this weird obsession with states that begin with a C. But anyway, so no, and then I lived in Australia for a year.
You did? Where?
In Sydney.
You did?
Yes, I love that city. It's beautiful.
Would you be willing to name some of your favorite places to travel, and maybe even places that you've lived?
Well, people always ask me, what's your favorite place? And the answer I always give, it's where I just last was, because everywhere I go, I think, I want to move there. I love it so much. But, well, I love California. I love your area. I mean, it's absolutely gorgeous there. I love Salzburg, Austria a lot. I love New Zealand. I think that's a beautiful country that has so many things, including a good government that's, very proactive. And Bali is a beautiful place. I don't know. Again, I'm just not a good one to name it because I get totally taken by wherever I go. I just came back from Mobile, Alabama, and had such an amazing time. Was totally surprised at how progressive it was, really, and how beautiful it was. Right there on the Gulf Coast, and stayed in an old historic hotel that's been redone and had just an amazing time. So, I'm the type that could find, beauty and fun wherever I go.
I am too.
Yeah.
When you say you're an adventurist extraordinaire, how do you define that?
Well, I guess I'm mostly talking about the travel and, being willing to try different things. I don't know, I've written articles about some kind of unique things. And I'm willing to go try different things. So I think basically having an open mind, and because you can certainly do adventures right in your own backyard, if you have an open mind, spiritually there's all kinds of adventure right, without moving an inch. So basically having an open mind, I would say, would be the adventure extraordinaire. But traveling, I guess, is the context in which I wrote that.
So in terms of the most beautiful, breathtaking place you've ever been, can you name 3?
Oh, wow.
Awesome that you just have to say them.
Well, Hot Water Beach in New Zealand, it's this place where you could sit on the beach, and then the hot water, it's like a hot springs. You dig your own little hole right there in the beach, and then the hot water comes up, and then you can watch the sunset. I mean, it's absolutely gorgeous on the Coromandel Peninsula of New Zealand. That's really a very special place. I guess I must love ocean. It's ironic I live in Kansas, but I love Big Sur, sitting there in the hot springs at Esalen, and watching the whales go by. That's, just an amazing experience. I love the mountains. I love the mountains of Montana. I love the mountains of Colorado. I'm going to New Mexico next month to go skiing down in Taos, which I think is a beautiful area. I love it down there as well. I don't know. I like everywhere, I guess.
Does your husband travel with you?
Actually, I'm not married. I'm a single mom, and have been from the beginning.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you travel with your daughter?
Yeah, she's actually a sophomore in high school now, so she's in school and doesn't go as much. But yeah, she loves to travel with me and has certainly traveled a lot with me.
Do you ever lead tours?
No, I've never led a tour, actually. Never have.
Have you ever wanted to?
I've never thought about it. I might be interested in doing it, but no, I hadn't really thought about it.
My questions may get you in trouble. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Do you feel a tour on the approach?
Yeah, well, I don't know. Maybe I do now. The seed has been planted. I don't know.
You know what happens when you talk to another